Hi friends, it's Becky, and the beads were good again this week. I was able to make some things this week, but not as many things as I wanted to, which feels like it always happens that way. I struggled a lot with a couple of days of just pure creative block. Like I just was not, I was not in a mental space for coming up with new things. And so I did eventually push past that and get past it and make some more things. So I'm going to share those with you now. We'll go ahead and go down to the mat. We'll go over all of the things that I made this week, and then we'll come back up and I will try them on for you. And then we'll just talk about how I'm doing, my plans for this next week, and just whatever I feel like talking about. Okay, so here's most of the things that I've made this week, or just before this week started, because we've already got pictures of it in our promotional materials for the live that I'm doing with Sam's Bead Shop. I went ahead and put this on the mat so you can see these pendants that I'm going to be making during my live with Sam's Bead Shop. I'm going to be with Rachel on that, and we're going to be using these gorgeous gemstones from Sam's Bead Shop. We're going to be using some of these findings, and I'm just going to show you these really quick, and they look complicated, but they're not. They're very simple pendants that you can make for gifts. It's part of their gift giving makers sort of thing. I mean, look at this beautiful, beautiful stone on this pendant, and we just added a few wraps and a little dangle, and it looks really high-end when you just add a couple of extra things to your gemstone. And then we use some silver silk to make it even faster and easier to do that, and that's going to be in the live tomorrow. I'll put a little link to it. It's going to be both on my channel and on the Sam's Bead Shop channel that will have those. And when I actually do it, we're going to be using some beads in a different color palette, so it's going to be really fun to do that. And if you miss the live, it's fine. It'll be available on replay anytime after that. So I had these that I had made, and then I did a fairly easy and simple, it's just bead stringing design, again using Sam's Bead Shop beads. But this was from the Sam's Bead box, and this was the one, the Broadway bound, and I just absolutely love these square beads. So I had gotten more from the shop. I had gotten an extra amount, and I used almost all of, like, both two bits of them for this earrings and necklace. And it, again, it's a simple stringing. All we did is a little loop-de-loop here at the end and add a little drop, and it looks fancier than it is. I am a big fan of making things simply, but making them maybe look a little bit fancier than they really were, or a little bit things that look hard but really aren't. And then I started to run into a creative slump. So, like, after I made this and this, I just was having trouble with my creativity. It wasn't going right. So I gave my creative part of my brain a little bit of a break, and I worked on projects that other people had come up with. And so these earrings were in my Potomac Beads kit box. I've got another one that I started, but I'm not finished with on that. And then this was one from the Jesse James Beads Winter Workshop. I started and finished this one. I have not done the earrings that went with this project. I am working on some other earrings, the Danielle Wicks project. It's one of those things that I'm just doing when I'm relaxing, taking my time, not rushing through anything. I'm just enjoying the process. And then after I gave my brain a little creative break, it made it so much easier for me to sit down and do this that I had planned to do, but I just was having trouble coming up with designs to do with it. And it was a bracelet bash where I used 7 different bead boxes and showed 7 different ways that we can make an adjustable bracelet, because it is gift giving season, so that you could make jewelry for perhaps someone whose wrist size you don't really know what their wrist is, and you could do all that, whether it's an extender chain, whether it's memory wire, whether it's using one of these slider components to do that, or whether it is making your own slider component like I did with this one. That's just a barrel knot, and I did that with some knotting, and then I did a macrame slider on this one. So in that video, it was a lot of fun. It is very long, but I think it's well worth it, and it's timely for right now if you've got some last minute gifts. Each one of these projects took like less than 30 minutes to do, like from start to finish. This one was maybe 15 minutes. This one was, again, maybe 15. This one was super easy, 10 minutes. 10 minutes and you've got a bracelet. This one took a little bit longer because I was knotting, so it was maybe 20, 25 minutes. This one I did some macrame on it, and that was maybe 30 minutes for this one. And then this one, I didn't do any knotting until the very end. I just strung stuff on this waxed linen and then made these little knot sliders on there. And this was such an easy and quick project for this one. It was about, how long did that one take? I'd say maybe, I mean, it's right there. I made the whole thing without any cuts. Maybe 10 minutes, start to finish, maybe 7, something like that. So if you're looking for quick, easy projects that you can make for people whose wrists you don't know the size of, and you want to, you know, maybe do something that might be better suited for, you know, really anybody who wears things on their wrists. You can use different types of beads. You can use different types of stringing material. Make it for, you know, unisex or for guys or something like that. But like there's just several different ways that you can make a very quick, very easy gift that will fit generally most people when you do that. And then I jumped over to the Jessie James Beads Magical Mystery Bead box. This is the October box, not the November box, because my November box hasn't even shipped yet, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. I'm a little bit bothered about that, but that's okay. And so we'll jump over there, and I'll talk about my thing. But I really love these earrings. They've got like some sparkle, they've got the muted matte tones, and just this is such a pretty blue, I think. And for this, I really let the components do most of the work. Just do a little bit of stringing, add a couple of dangles, and boom, you've got like this really cool little focal. And it was, again, another quick project that was really easy to put together. So again, if you're looking for like a simple small project, or if you want a little bit larger project to do, these are just a couple of things that we'll take a look at. So let's flip back up and try them on, and then I'm gonna vent a little bit. I hope you're okay with that. Okay, so I am really excited about tomorrow's live. I think we're gonna be streaming it to both the Sam's Bead Shop channel and mine, and these pendants are gonna be just fun. They're going to be fun to make, and I'm really excited to spend some time with Rachel and to get to know her a little bit better while we're making things. It's going to be so much fun, guys. But again, if you miss it because you've got life happens. You know, you can't always stop and go, or if you've got a live that you're doing with somebody else, I'm looking at you, Deb and Danielle, then you just come back and watch the replay. That's all you got to do. It'll be fun. So, unhook. I made my own hook for this one, just because I was having a lot of fun with wire. And now, there it is. I got it undone. It's a really great hook. It's not going to come undone on its own, that's for sure. But you do have to be very deliberate when you're undoing it. Alright, so those are the examples of things that we're going to make with the Sam's Bead Shop live that we're going to do. And then the next one was again with the Sam's Bead box, using some of the extras that I got from the shop. I love getting extras. It's one of my favorite things. But here's the necklaces with the little drops. I think maybe I can forgive myself a little bit for not being as productive as I wanted to be on my 4-day weekend. Because it was, even though I wasn't, hosting Thanksgiving or anything, I still had a lot of stuff that I was taking care of here at the house and with family and in life in general. So it's not, I always set myself higher expectations than anybody else sets for me. I think some of you can definitely relate to that because it's just, I always feel like I can be more and I should be more. And, sometimes I'm enough. I'm enough, just as I am, And I think that might be the big takeaway from this session is that if you feel like you are not fast enough or prolific enough or something, you are enough. You are enough. I want you to take that away from here. If you take nothing else away from this chat session, just you're enough. Yeah, you're doing great. I love this. I love this necklace though. It is so fantastic. And then there were the things that I made that I didn't have to think about. And honestly, giving myself that break. This is from the Potomac Beads kit. These earrings. Giving myself that creative break of not having to come up with the design, of not having to figure out balance and all that stuff. Because I don't know if you guys do this too, where you pull out a bead box and you're like, I'm going to make something with it because I love it and I love all these beads. And it's either so overwhelming because you love every single one of them and you have like 5 billion ideas and you can't decide on one. Or you're just staring at the beads and they will not tell you what they want to be. They're just there and you're like, I want to make something with you. What am I going to make with you? And they're like, oh. And like, so you put away your bead box and you pull out a different one and you look at it and you're like, I want to make something because you have this like itch to make something, but your brain just isn't going to put them together in the right way. And so, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I just sat in front of my bead mat and just stared and stared and stared and then put the bead box away and pulled out another one and stared at that one and then pulled out another one and stared at that one. And that's when I decided that I was gonna go and do other projects that other people had come up with, like this and like this. This was Gem Hawk's design. I love it. I always love her sessions in the Jessie James Beads events. I love her tutorials. She's a fantastic person and so creative, and she just comes up with some really, really beautiful designs. And so being able to make without having to do all of that extra stuff, that's one of the reasons I love kits. And I love watching tutorials and doing things like that. It's because I don't have to come up with that. I can just make. And I gave that creative side of my brain a break. And it was enough of a break that I came back and I was ready to make 7 different bracelets, totally different designs too, of these bracelets. Like usually when I do my bracelet bash videos, it'll be a specific design. Like I'll do goddess bracelets, or I'll do single loop memory wire bracelets, or I'll do 2 whole bead bracelets, or we'll have 2 double strand bracelets or something like that. But I use different bead boxes and just do kind of the same design with each of them so that you can get an idea of like how that design would work with different beads. And I like them because you can look at those and you can say, okay, I don't have those exact beads she's using, but I have something similar. I have my own, and I can make something and it'll look like it belongs. So let's get these out. I've got the stretch colored bracelet. I have the memory wire bracelet. I have the extender chain bracelet, and this one was with the November dollar bead box. I just opened the December dollar bead box, but even though I had it in hands, I hadn't actually opened it yet, and I decided to proceed with this one when I did that video because I didn't want somebody who wanted to see my bracelet video to suddenly get spoiled if they wanted to be spoiled for the dollar bead box, because not everybody's gotten theirs yet. So I was trying to be mindful of spoilers when I decided which dollar bead box to use for that. And this one was with the Ugly Sweater Soft Flex Kit. And my fingers are working. Look at that. I got that on there. So I've got all of those. And then we've got this slider chain one. And you can make your own sliders by using chain, by just getting this bead. It is something that you can do that, or you can get the component and just add your little focal in the middle there. And then you've got something. Let me scooch this up along on my arm so that I can get this one on here. Like that. And it's a little bit of dangles, but that's fine because it is totally adjustable and it'll fit so many different wrists. And then we've got this one that I've strung on the waxed linen. And then it's just these two little knots right here next to the beads. And it just glides right through. And then you can close it up after you get it on. This one on there like that. Where am I going? Next, this one I made a slider clasp, or a little slider with just a barrel knot on this knotting cord. And I used the knotting cord with the these ceramic beads that came in the Jesse James Beads Magical Mystery Bead Box for October, not November, because I'm still working on the October ones. And then I've got this macrame one, and it's just a little slider that I did because it was macrame for the rest of this bracelet. And I'm just piling these on. I hope you're okay with me not taking them off, because I just don't feel like taking them off. You know, I'm ready to just stack up my wrists with all of these beads, and then I'm going to add another one to it in just a minute when we try on the set that I made yesterday, and that was using more of the Jesse James Beads Magical Mystery Bead Box. And again, this is the October one, not the November one, because my November box hasn't even shipped. It hasn't. They're already publishing tutorials using components from it. People have been posting that they love the box, that they've already gotten it. Mine hasn't shipped. It's sitting there unfulfilled, which is fine, I guess, you know. Thanksgiving holiday came and went. They only were able to ship out half of them, I guess. So maybe on Monday they'll actually ship mine, which would be fine. Because you know what? I'm still working through this box, and I still have so many other beads that I can play around with. I'm only a little bit annoyed, but not super annoyed. Because, you know, holiday weekend, and if they just didn't get to mine, they didn't get to mine. And I hope if you're also somebody that they didn't get to yet, that yours will also ship soon. But if you did get yours and you love it, I am glad that you got it. I am glad that the people who got their boxes got their boxes. But yeah, I actually still really love the October box. This one came out of here, this one came out of here, these came out of there, and so did this one. This is just a really, really simple bracelet. Because I just used the chain and this little focal and then used some beading wire to get it through there. Let me see if this will fit there. Yeah, it will. Alright, so I'm just having a stack of bracelets because that is what I made this week. I made bracelets. Now, I was hoping that I would have my Jesse James Beads advent calendar here for today, the 1st of December, so that I could open it with you. But it's not here yet. It's like somewhere in Pennsylvania still. So a little bit annoyed by that too. I wouldn't be as annoyed about it if they had planned better for the holiday shipping delays with, you know, the November holiday. We paid for 2-day FedEx shipping, and it was submitted to the post office, U.S. Postal Service, not FedEx, the afternoon before Thanksgiving. So, like, this whole weekend has gone by, and, like, it hasn't even left Pennsylvania. So, like, Okay. Hopefully it'll get here tomorrow and I can open it with the first box with you, if you would like to see what's in it. I'm just going to do a really quick opening of advent calendars. I still have the Eureka Crystal Beads calendar, and I could open like one of these tonight, but I think what I want to do with the advents is, because the Jesse James Beads one is 12 days, I'm going to do every other day, which works out for a December 2nd opening. And so when I open one of the Jesse James Beads ones, I'll do 2 of the Eureka Crystal Beads, and we'll just do them all together in a really quick video. Because I don't think I want to do a video every single day. I'm just not feeling that. Like, not this time of year. That feels like a lot to me with everything else. And so I'm gonna make some things. I'm going to hopefully open up a couple of advent things. If the JJB advent calendar isn't here by tomorrow, I'll still go ahead with the Eureka Crystal Beads one. I'll still do that, and I'll just catch up once I actually get the other advent calendar. Get that in here. Hopefully I'll get it. I would like to. So it's just, I'm just annoyed that I paid for the 2-day shipping and it wasn't sent via the shipping method that I paid for. So, like, anyway, again, it's not life or death. Nobody's dying. It's just beads. I can deal with it. It's a mild annoyance. I can let it go. I'm gonna about it for a little bit, and then I'm gonna let it go. I'm just gonna let it go. Because you gotta, you know? It's not good for your mental health to hang on to little irritations like that and just let them grow into molehills. I mean, mountains. I'm gonna let it be a molehill. Like, man, but you know what? Sometimes you trip on a molehill. That's the thing. Like, you're just walking along and the ground is rough and uneven. So however, I did figure out a way of hanging up some of my art behind me on my thing. I'm really excited about that. It was a fun little adventure to figure all this out. I want to show you what I did for that. I got some of these magnetic hooks. They're magnetic hooks because and I had just seen, like, something popped into one of my feeds. Somebody was showing these little hacks that they used on a cruise line, and I've never been on a cruise, so I don't know all of the different, like, tips and tricks and all that. But you can get these little hooks, right, that have a magnet on one side, because cruise ship walls are metal, apparently. So if you want some extra hooks to hang things on in your cabin, you just get one of these, stick it on the wall, and you've got a place to hang your towel or do things like that. Anyway, so I got some of those, and then I got just this little metal plate. It's metal, it's not magnetic. It's got a sticky back, but I just left those on for this. It's got a sticky back because you can stick it onto your phone or into your phone case, and then you've got a little magnetic thing to put on a magnetic mount in your car. So these two together, this is on the back side of my screen, and this is on the front side, and then I can just hang my art in these are magnetic as well. Magnets! Oh my gosh. Just hang it up like that, and it is super easy, and it is very just non-disruptive, and I can change those out anytime I want to. Like, if I get bored of looking at that art, or I like find another favorite that I want to have hanging behind me, I can change those out. It's really easy to do it. I can move them around. There's no holes to patch up. It's a really, really great solution for me. And I'm really pleased that I figured out a way to get those to hang on them. Because, like, the wall behind me is, like, really far away, so you wouldn't even be able to see anything if I had my art hanging up back there. Oh, man. But another thing that I did this week is I unboxed a subscription box, and I did a little painting. And where can I put it? It's a teeny tiny painting. I'll put a link in the description below in case you want to watch that. It's just a little teeny sketch that I did, I think, of the salvia. something like that. It was fun. I got some new paints, and so I got to play around with that and do that. Another thing that I've been doing to give myself a creative break is I have painted a lot of paint by numbers. They're like, I can just let my mind go, just match up the color with the number on the thing, fill in the little spaces, and then like at the end of it I've got a little picture with acrylic ink on a thing. It's just, sometimes I just need to give my brain a break because my brain is way too busy. It needs to settle down sometimes. Like, it's just one of the ways that I'll relax and unwind. So I have finished about 3 of those this week. In addition to the other jewelry designs, and again, I'm working on a couple of the other ones from the winter workshop. They're just stuff that I'm working on off camera in my downtime while I'm trying to get things going. And so, you know, that's just what's been going on. I'm very, very excited about the live that I'm going to be doing with Rachel tomorrow on Monday. So we'll get that done. It'll be super fun. And then I haven't figured out timing on any of the other lives that we're doing. I think, no, not this coming week, but the week after. I think I'm going to be doing one with Cassandra. Yay! I love hanging out with Cassandra. It's going to be really great, from Beads to Live By. So we'll do that. But otherwise, it's just going to be playing it by ear. Because sometimes if I plan too much, my brain is like, nope, we're not doing it. So I'm going to see where I land, how I feel on a daily basis. And if I'm really feeling creative, we're going to make a little video and I'll publish it out and you can watch it. If I'm needing a little break, maybe I'll work on a kit project or one of the projects from the winter workshop. And I will just give myself the grace to make it through this month with my sanity intact. And you can give yourself that kind of grace too, friends. I really hope so. Anyway, I think that's about it. I had myself a little vent. I got excited about upcoming things. I showed off the things that I made. I love these. They're so swingy. Look at that. I'm just going to do this for a little while. Look how swingy they are. They're super swingy. I have fun. I crack me up. Anyway, I hope y'all are ready to have a fantastic December. We are jumping right into December 1st. Here we go. And I hope that take some time out for you. Give yourself a creative break if you need to. It's perfectly fine to just veg out and scroll on your phone if you need to just disassociate for a while and then get back to life. You know? Sometimes that's what I do. I'm real honest. Just, we can do it. We can get through it. We can all get through it together. All right. I'm going to let y'all go. I'll talk with you later. Happy beading.